Hey y'all, welcome to my childhood home. This is the home my family has occupied for more than 40 years, the home that I've lived in with my mom for the last few years. We're standing in the upstairs living room. Not much living going on there, is it? You might remember this house was flooded back in July, and finally, months later, we are going to begin the repair and renovation process next week. In the meantime, we got to get all of the contents, the stuff, out of the basement and out of the way of the workers. So that's what you're seeing, the contents of the basement, but not all the contents. This is just part. We have a couple more rooms to go. Now, to be fair, a lot of this stuff is mine, and I'm going to deal with it. But the truth is, a lot of the stuff you see behind me belongs to a whole lot of other people in the family, many of whom don't live on the planet. Stuff here from parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents. I can't tell you what I am finding, but let me show you. A box of Hershey's Kisses that cost 10 cents. When was the last time you saw a box of Hershey's Kisses that cost 10 cents? Would you like to try one? Why would someone hold on to this? Maybe because they thought, well, you know, it'll be worth something sometime. Or I'm sure there was sentimental value attached to it. The person who received this is in heaven now. Pretty sure this means nothing to them, but it's been left behind for me to clean up. And if that isn't good enough, how about this gem? It's a chicken foot. Someone left it behind. Why? I don't know. Maybe because they didn't know what to do with it. But guess what? It's been passed on for me to deal with. If you have suggestions, please pass them along to me. Chicken foot. Stuff. We hold on to it, thinking that it defines us, or it's going to, a memory is going to disappear if we get rid of it. And so we hold on to it, or thinking we might miss out on some jackpot value that it has down the road. So we hold on to it. And you know, we do the same thing in our hearts. We are spiritual hoarders, most of us. It's a human condition. We hold on to things like anger and pain and disappointment and unforgiveness. And we just let it fester and build up in our hearts. Why do we do that? Well, I think in part because we don't trust the Lord, the creator God of the universe, our creator, to deal with it. We think we won't get what we deserve and they won't get what they deserve. So I'm going to take it into my own hands. God says in his word, don't let the sun go down on your anger. Why does he say that? Because if we give it any amount of time, it will sit and fester and the enemy will get a foothold, and before you know it, that anger has grown into a monster that is unmanageable and destroying relationships in our family. We don't get rid of our stuff. We don't deal with that. And that not only impacts us, but it impacts the people who we leave it to. Let me give you an example. Many of us know someone who has suddenly passed away. They've died without warning. Therefore, there was no time for goodbyes, for I love yous, for forgive me, for restoration of relationships. No time. They're gone. Hopefully they entered into the presence of the Lord if they're Christ followers. And you know, when they did that, none of that stuff mattered anymore to them. But it has been left behind for someone else to deal with. Someone who waited all their lives to hear, I love you, but never heard it. And they have to carry that pain the rest of their lives. Or someone who had a disagreement with a family member, and there was never any time to resolve that, and now they live with that regret. When we don't deal with our stuff, we ultimately leave it for someone else to clean up. That's not fair, is it? And it's not right, and it's not righteous, y'all. God doesn't want us to sit and fester on our anger and our disappointment and our unforgiveness. He asks us to give it to him and to trust him with it. And that's something that I'm being challenged on today. As I clean up all of this stuff, much of it not my stuff, but I'm left to clean it up for them, there are going to be people who have to deal with my stuff down the road if I don't deal with it now. That's not fair. It's not loving. And it is not a good Christian witness. So I'm going to work on my stuff, physical stuff, spiritual stuff. Hope you will too. Final words. Deal with your stuff.